I found out I was pregnant somewhere between 7 and 9 weeks. I remember going to the doctor's office and he was like, well, there's Maynard 1. And I was like, oh, okay. And there's Maynard 2. What you talking about, Willis? He's like, it's twins. And I was like, what the hell? Well, no, I remember going to the doctor once, and doctor was always, he always had nice conversation. This time he was very quiet. And he said, I only hear one heartbeat. That was at 18 weeks when we found out that the one twin had passed away. It was at 23 weeks, I went to the doctor, and once again, he got quiet. He said, can you meet me across the street? I was like, sure. So I got down and I started to walk across the street, but I was like, oh no, let me drive just so I don't have to walk back across the street when it's time for me to go. They were like, oh, the doctor's already called. We've got you checked in. And I'm like, well, why am I getting checked in? They had me in a room. They got me set up with all this stuff. And I was like, well, this is serious. Okay, cool. Called my parents and called Kareem and told him that, okay, this is where I am. I called my job and was like, well, I probably won't be in until this afternoon, so I'll see you guys sometime this afternoon. They were like, that's fine, just let us know, make sure everything's fine. Never once did I know how serious this situation was. And when the specialist was called in, she came in and she was kind of talking to me as well. And then my question was, when am I going home, is what I need to know. And they're like, you're not going home. You're on bed rest. We're going to keep you here to make sure you don't go into labor, and that might be 2 weeks. And I was like, I can't afford that. It was the first thing. I was like, I can't take a 2-week doctor bill. So heart started racing, I remember, because I was like, I can't do this. I can't do right now. They would come in and check me to see if I had dilated anymore. And so after they would check, I would cramp. On the day that I actually went to labor, it was some serious cramping. The pain did not stop. I called the nurse back and I said, it's getting worse. Something is wrong. I'm in some serious pain. And she checked and she was like, oh, you're in labor. So I was like, oh, damn. I just sent my parents home and called them back and said, can y'all come back up here and can someone call Kareem? Because the job he had, I just couldn't call him on his cell phone. Someone had to call him and had to get him. And his job was not friendly and did not want to let him off. And kind of at that point, it just got hazy. I do remember getting an epidural. I remember the doctor, them having to break my water because it hadn't broke. And someone saying that, oh, wow, that doesn't look good. Well, that's probably because of the dead baby. So the water was brown and it smelled bad, is what Kareem told me later, is that it didn't look good. Tylen, when he was getting ready to deliver, he put his hands up. So as he was coming out, they were like, well, we can't get him out. We're going to have to do a C-section. I don't remember much of that process. I do remember being rolled out and seeing my parents as I came down the hall. And my mom said she saw him and he's beautiful. And he had breathing tubes in, had something over his eyes. But he's a little bitty guy, little bitty. He said he was 13 inches and over 1 pound. Couldn't hold him, couldn't really touch him because his skin was not developed. So yeah, we remember going to visit him the night before he passed away. And when we left, we felt okay, everything will be okay. And we stayed as long as we could just to say hey. And my dad was like, well, whoever the nurse is looks like she knows what she's doing. Good thing she came in and everything's fine. And we prayed before we left and went home. The next day, we got a phone call saying, we need you to come to the hospital. And we were like...
And up until this point, you thought the prognosis was
pretty good, yeah. And on our way there, they call again and said, are you close? Are you coming? And like, yeah, we're right around the corner. Okay, so we started to worry because like, why are you calling us so much? What's going on? Well, we get there and it was kind of like, he didn't look the same. He was swollen. And basically, I saw him and I broke down. I do remember someone asking us, what did we want to do? And Kareem saying, disconnect him from the machine. So they disconnected him from the machine and they showed us into a room and said, we'll bring him in for you guys to, you can bathe him, you can put clothes on him, you can do whatever it is, and then told us we could call whoever. So my parents were there, my brother, I had my sister-in-law, niece, my mother-in-law was there. And so we were all there kind of just talking. Someone came in and took a lot of pictures for us. We still celebrate his birthday every year, so this year he would have been 9.